Good evening, everyone. Hope you had a great day today. How was your day? Hope everything went well with you. Just finalizing what I have here before we shoot on live. All right, almost there. Perfect. Good evening once again. Hope your day was great. Mine was. All right. I want to start from where we stopped yesterday. It's been a great ride so far. So far, so good. It's been great. And thank you so much for the feedback. The feedback has also been great. I want to look at something different today. The difference between endurance and stagnation. The difference between endurance and stagnation. This is still part of the series we started. So this is just a continuation of the series. So thank you for those that are joining us live. So please let us know where you're joining from. And those that will be watching this later, thank you too in advance. Let me start tonight with a question. Most people don't want to ask themselves this question. You know, like we all do know, in this channel, we believe in realism. Reality to realism. Are you enduring or you're just stuck? Are you enduring? I want you to ask yourself that question. It's a personal question. Are you enduring or you're just stuck? Because the two of them, they feel very similar when you're living inside them. So when you're in one of them, you don't actually know which is which because both of them, they feel similar. Both of them requires effort. Both of them requires patience. Both of them requires strength. All right? And that's why so many good people confuse one for the other. So many good people confuse one for the other, thinking, oh, yeah, this is where I am right now. Not knowing that's not exactly where they are. You hear people tell themselves, I'm just being faithful. Or somebody tell themselves, I'm just passing through. Or I'm just enduring. But deep down, something feels off. It is not painful enough to leave, and it's not fulfilling enough to stay. And that tension, that quiet, unresolved tension is what we're talking about tonight. The difference between endurance and stagnation. I'm having this conversation because endurance has been glorified without discernment. We praise people for staying strong. We applaud for not quitting. We celebrate. You know, when someone pushes through, we celebrate it. Oh, you're great. You push through. All right? But nobody stops to ask this question. What are you actually enduring for? What are you actually enduring for? Because endurance without direction doesn't build character. It drains character, actually. Endurance without direction drains character. And stagnation doesn't announce itself as failure. It disguises itself as responsibility. You see somebody saying, oh, I'm responsible, I'm getting stuff done and all that, but you actually stagnated. One of the things I want to clear out quickly is what actually is endurance? What is endurance? Let's define this clearly and simply, all right? Endurance is purposeful suffering. Endurance has a reason. Endurance has a direction. Endurance has a future attached to it. Endurance says things like, this is hard. I know that this is hard, but it's shaping me, right? So endurance looks at the outcome. Endurance says things like, this is uncomfortable. I know that, but it's growing me. It's making me a better person. Endurance says things like, this is painful, but it's leading me somewhere, right? That's endurance. Endurance stretches you. It refines you. It expands your capacity. You don't actually enjoy it. You don't actually enjoy endurance, no. But you understand. You know the reason for the purported suffering. You know why you're doing it, right? Okay, now that we have gotten that out of the way, what is stagnation? What actually is stagnation? Stagnation is different. Stagnation is unproductive suffering. We said endurance is purposeful suffering. Stagnation is unproductive suffering. Stagnation is, it looks like effort, it looks like effort. You're getting things done, but it produces no growth. There is no growth at the end of the tunnel for stagnation. You're tired. You're drained, but you're unchanged. There's no change coming up. There is no change. Like if you know the details of this live, we've been talking about growth for the past 6 live sessions we've had. So with stagnation, you get things done. You're busy. You're moving from point A to point B, but there's no growth. There's no change coming out of it, right? You're busy, but you're unfulfilled. There's no fulfillment. There's no fulfillment, but you're shrinking. You're faithful in what you're doing, or you're almost the best in what you're doing, but you're actually shrinking. That's what stagnation is. You're actually shrinking. Stagnation doesn't challenge you. It numbs you. Unlike endurance, that gives you a hope, something to look forward to, stagnation numbs you. It doesn't challenge you at all. There's no challenge with stagnation. And the most dangerous part, friends, is that stagnation feels familiar. If you were in our live session yesterday, you remember when we talked about familiarity. Good people loves familiarity. Hello, Andy Young. I see you. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Good people are trained to endure. Good people are trained to endure. They are praised for staying. You stay in a place, you're praised for it. You're trained to endure. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Please let us know where you're joining from. Thank you so much. They are praised for staying. They are rewarded for patience. Good people are rewarded for patience. They are affirmed for sacrifice. So when growth stops, they don't question it. They double down. Oh, Andrew Young said, what are we talking about? Yeah, we're talking about the difference between endurance and stagnation. Both of them, they're almost the same. So we're trying to break down what it looks like in the middle. So let me go back to my note. I said, good people are trained to endure. They are praised for staying. They are rewarded for patience. They're affirmed for sacrifice. All right. So when growth stops, they don't even question it because they've been trained to endure. That's the problem of being a good person. They say things like, maybe I need more discipline. So now they start faulting themselves. You see, a good person now starts faulting himself, thinking he is the problem. Maybe I need more discipline. Maybe I need more prayer. Or maybe I just need to try harder. But effort is not always the answer. I've always said that on this channel. Effort is not always the answer. Sometimes discernment is. You need to be able to discern and say, am I doing the right thing or the wrong thing? Now let's double down a bit. Let's make this real. Someone stays in a job that feels heavy. I know most of you must have seen this. Someone stays in a job that feels heavy. Not challenging, but heavy. They're not learning anything. Have you seen someone like that in your office? They are not stretching, they are not evolving. But they stay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andy Young. Thank you for the likes. They stay because they feel in their mind that every job is hard. Every job is hard. That's what they say. Every job is hard. They say things like nothing is perfect. You hear them saying, I should be grateful I have this job. You hear people saying that I should be grateful I have this job. That might be endurance. I said might. Or it might also be stagnation. So endurance and stagnation, they are like Siamese twins. Very close. You need to be able to tell when you are in endurance and when you're in stagnation. And I hope that by the end of this live, you should be able to tell the difference. That's what this live is for. But here's the question. Here's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you growing through this? Are you growing through this? Or you're just surviving it? Are you growing through this, your job, or you're just surviving it? Because endurance produces depth. Endurance produces depth. Stagnation produces fatigue. You get so tired because of stagnation. You get so tired every now and then. Now let's look at the relationship side. This is also true for relationship, right? This happens in relationship. You stay, you compromise, you communicate, but nothing changes. Same conversation, same cycles, same disappointment. You call it endurance, but endurance builds intimacy. Endurance builds intimacy. Stagnation builds resentment. And resentment is a sign you're carrying the weight that was never meant to be permanent. So endurance builds intimacy, stagnation builds resentment. Like in this channel, every time we're talking about a topic like this, I always ask a question. What is the emotional cost of it? What's the emotional cost of stagnation? What is the emotional cost of stagnation? Stagnation costs you quietly. I can tell you that. It costs you quietly. It costs you joy. It costs you curiosity. It costs you hope. It costs you softness. It costs you, as in, it makes you feel as if you don't collapse. And you try not to collapse. You harden. You stop expecting more. Right? You stop expecting more. You stop dreaming freely. You stop dreaming freely. You stop believing change is possible. And one day, you look in the mirror and think, I've been strong for so long, but I don't know who I'm becoming. I've been strong for so long, but I don't know who I am becoming. Here's how you know you're enduring. So you might want to ask me, Matt, all right, good and fine, but how do I know I am enduring as against stagnation? How do I know I'm enduring? You're tired, but you're inspired, right? When you're tired, but you're inspired, that is endurance. You're stretched, but you're hopeful. You're hopeful for the result. You're hopeful. And the young said, I am the only viewer. I don't think so. A couple of people are there too. You're stretched, but you're hopeful. You're challenged, but you're alive. You're uncomfortable, but growing. Endurance has movement. Stagnation has repetition. Endurance has movement. Stagnation has repetition. Now, Why is it that stagnation feels safer than endurance? Like I did say in other live sessions, most of the time we go the route of safety. We believe safety more. Why is it that stagnation feels safer than endurance? Stagnation feels safer because stagnation is predictable. Stagnation is predictable. You know the pain. You know the routine. You know the disappointment. Endurance, on the other hand, asks you to keep going, right? Endurance is saying, keep going towards something unseen. Endurance is pushing you towards something that you don't even know what the answer is, but you just know there's hope. But for stagnation, you know the pain, you know the routine, you know the disappointment, you know what you see. And uncertainty scares people a lot. It scares people more than dissatisfaction. Somebody might be sitting down on a job or in an engagement, is not satisfied, is dissatisfied, but is very scared of uncertainty because he doesn't know what he doesn't know. He doesn't care about that. He cares about what he knows. He's gonna double down on that and all that. Is see, hello, I see you. Thanks for joining. So uncertainty scares people more than dissatisfaction. So they stay where it hurts, even if it hurts, right? Because it's familiar. So the problem there becomes familiarity. Familiarity then becomes a big problem. Hello, Purple Guy, I see you. Now, you might want to ask me, Matt, what question reveals the truth? What question actually gives you diagnosis between these two? What this is the meat of the topic tonight. We said the difference between endurance and what? Stagnation. Let me give you a diagnostic question. When you imagine staying where you are to now for the next 5 years, so if you're in a relationship or you're in a job, imagine remaining there for the next 5 years. You are in a place of worship, a community, right? Imagine for the next 5 years, do you feel stronger? Do you feel wiser if you remain there? Do you feel expanded? Or do you feel numb? Do you feel tired? Do you feel resigned? Your body often knows before your mind admits it. Your body will tell you, you will know in your body before your mind admits it. Your body will send you a signal. You will know what you feel definitely. So you might not want to ask me, like I always get on this channel, hey Matt, all right, you talk about stagnation. I'm already stagnated. I'm in a fix right now. What do I do? How do I get out of this? Like I always say, the truth, honesty is the truth, knowing exactly where you are. If you're already stagnated, don't shame yourself. It's a good place. That is awareness. It's a good place. Stagnation is not a moral failure. No, it is not failure. It's not a moral failure. Not at all. You're stagnated is fine. It's not a moral failure. It's a signal, all right? A signal that something needs to change. When you're stagnated, it's your body. You're getting signs and signal from different sources, your body and all that, that something needs to change. That change might be your environment, you know. It might be a case of, like I talked about some other stuff in our previous live, where you get bigger than your environment, but you're still there. All right, your environment, your expectation. It may be a signal that your expectation needs to change. Things have moved on. Maybe you have moved on, but you're still living within the same expectation. Stagnation is a signal that maybe your expectation needs to change. Or your boundaries also. It might be your boundaries. It might also be your direction. You know, your direction. But let me say this here. Ignoring the signal will only deepen the fatigue. Ignoring the signal will only deepen the fatigue. So don't ignore the signal. If your body gives you a signal before your mind telling you that, oh, something needs to change, don't ignore it. That is your body sending you a message, a direct message, letting you know that it might be a case of growth. You have outgrown the place you're in, or the season had changed, but you have not changed yet. I'm going to be doing a live tomorrow, and I think that the topic of that will be understanding the different seasons of your life. The season had changed, but you have not changed yet. You're still in the old season. You're still thinking about what you used to think before. That's your stagnation. Could be your body sending you a signal that, hey, Matt, you have to move now. You have to move. All right? Now let me leave you with this. Endurance will shape you. Endurance will definitely shape you. Stagnation will slowly erase you. If you're stagnated, you're not growing, it will slowly, gradually erase you. Like I did say, it is subtle. It doesn't come all at once. No, it comes with time, slowly. One of them builds capacity. Endurance, between endurance and stagnation, one of them builds capacity. The other builds resentment. And you know the one that builds capacity. We've talked about it. Endurance builds capacity, because endurance, you are suffering, but it is purposeful. You have something you're looking forward to. It is purposeful. That's endurance. It is suffering with a purpose. But stagnation, it is suffering without direction, with no purpose. You're suffering, but there's no purpose at all. You're just suffering on your own. So one of them builds capacity. One of them builds resentment. The difference between them is not the effort. It is alignment. Now we go back again to alignment. We always get back to alignment. The difference between both endurance and stagnation is not the effort. It is alignment. So the question tonight from you shouldn't be, can I keep going? No, that shouldn't be the question. The question should be, should I keep going? Should I? Because being strong is not the same thing as being called. And staying is not always faithfulness. We dealt with that yesterday. Staying, remaining in a place is not always faithfulness. Sometimes it is fear wearing discipline's face. Fear wearing the face of discipline. Because you don't know what's out there. And like we did say, familiarity has crippled you, making you understand that this one that I have is better than what is out there. If this message spoke to you, don't rush away. Sit with it. Reflect honestly with it. Ask yourself the hard question. And like I always say, this channel exists for people who want to grow, not just survivors. Thank you so much, friends, for your time. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for those that are chatting on the channel. Do let us know if there's anything you want us to look into. Please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe. And we have tons and tons of materials, tons and tons of videos, both live, both shorts, both long form videos that you can learn from. And if there's anything that you need us to talk about that you're not clear about, please let us know. We're all ready to talk about it. Once again, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. This is Matt Miller signing out for the night. Bye.